Bruce, you know the perils of leaders going out in the streets and facing voters. Labor leader Anthony Albanese was filmed flipping the bird during Saturday's gay and lesbian Mardi Gras as he led the Labor team in that Sydney event. Is it fair enough? Because at first I thought, well, that's a little unbecoming in a future Prime Minister, he hopes. But he did raise it at socialist alternative protesters of the very far left who were abusing him and using terrible language at him. But all in all, it was a very interesting moment in a parade that's supposed to be about tolerance.
Well, they weren't showing much tolerance towards him.
Correct.
And I think that was... or to the Liberal float for that matter as well. So I thought it was unfortunate that we saw that level of politics being injected into the Mardi Gras the other evening. The fact that he flipped the bird to them, I think I would have given them both fingers, frankly. and if you take a lead from what's going on in certain leading democracies overseas, the more direct you are in your communications with the electorate, the more happy the electorate is with you.
But Liz, Bruce raised a point there that was getting me too. I mean, the Mardi Gras seemed to be, if you signed up to gay rights and all that, which I do, you also had to be worried about global warming and worried about the Liberals. The Liberals were chased and all that, and police had to get involved. It seems to me less and less about gay rights and more about left-wing rights.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there was any classic example of the fact that the left are never satisfied, it was this parade. And as much as they talk about diversity, etc. and so on, we saw the Liberal float, protesters had to be dragged out of its way. We saw posters of our Prime Minister basically mocking him, mocking his faith. And even Albo himself. Look, this whole bird flipping situation, I had to feel sorry for the guy. Labor rocked up to this thing expecting to be these, champions of the left. They had placards with all the different things they'd pulled off over the years for the LGBTIQ community. And here he was, by a segment of them, being absolutely abused. This guy's in between a rock and a hard place now. They've played so hard to the left, and now he's got to try and inch back. So we see this in this example where they're going after him despite all he's done. They're going after him in regards to the Religious Freedoms Bill, saying it's not good enough that you're now supporting a bill.
Correct. Correct. The polarisation is terrible. Listen, before I go, I've got to show you this. All global warming crusaders are hypocrites, but Michael Bloomberg, the billionaire Democrat trying to be president of the United States, the biggest yet. Cop this defence of his use of a private jet.
Several folks out there wanted to know how you can, fly around on private jets and take your jet to Bermuda to play golf and still be such a strong proponent of climate change. Is that hypocrisy?
I think the answer is that I spend an awful lot of time flying around the country, flying around the world, working on climate change, and we have closed an awful lot of coal-fired power plants.
Just goes to show the pain of global warming policies is for the poor people. Rich guys can fly, but you've got to sit there while your power stations get decommissioned. Sorry, we've run out of time. Liz Storer, lovely to catch up with you. Bruce Hawker, thanks again for turning up.